Gosh, what do you say after these games? It's an incredible football game. I'm just really, really proud of our team and just the fight and the spirit in these guys. We kind of felt like it was going to be a game like this. They all have been. This is the fifth one now that I've been a part of here at Army, and all five of them been by a touchdown or less. And I told our guys that's the way these games go. So you need to be prepared and ready for a battle all the way to the finish, and it certainly was. Can't say enough about our defense. They came up with some really key plays and key stops, and I heard Cole Christensen talking about the defense and just the fact that he feels like we got a tough football team, and I think we do. I think we got a bunch of tough guys, but I think Kenny's got a bunch of tough guys too. I know the culture that he's built in his program, and he and I coached together. We're very good friends and very similar and very evenly matched football teams. Their team was fighting and tough, and watched the way their defense defended us in the run. They did a great job. So it was a battle all the way to the end, and we talked to our guys about just the black flag mentality, which that's just something in our program that just speaks to the kind of culture we want to have, the fight and the toughness and the grit to take an opponent all the way to the end. And I hope they're learning that same toughness and that same spirit in the way that they'll lead and serve, and they'll have other soldiers, men and women who have taken the same pledge as them to defend our freedoms, and just really proud of the kind of guys that we got in that locker room and the way I think that they'll lead soldiers in their next career. So it was just a game. I've had this question a lot about the Army-Navy game and what makes it so different. And it seems like every play, I've said it seems like every play, the whole outcome of the game is hanging in the balance on that play. And it was the same tonight. It was just that kind of game that every single play, you're just hoping it goes your way. They made some big plays, right? Especially there down the stretch. They hit the long screen pass. When Perry had that long run on the draw play, we had a 4th and 1. We punted to him, punted it out to about midfield, and I really thought about going for it there on 4th and 1, because if we could hold on and possess it for another 3 minutes and then punt it to him, we knew it was going to give him less time. But that's the way you play this game. You got to play it so aggressively, and it's every single play can make a difference in the game. But that's what makes it the game it is. That's what makes it so intense, so fun to watch, so fun to be a part of, and just so incredibly proud of our team. They've accomplished some things as a group that have never been done in school history before. So they're leaving the seniors leaving a heck of a legacy, and just really proud of where the program is and where I think we can go.
Jeff, coaches always talk about how hard it is to elevate a program to where you want to be, and then how it's even harder to keep it there. What does it mean to 20 wins and counting in 2 years?
I think each team's responsible for their season, and we don't talk about those things with our guys through the 2018 season and say, hey, well, if you win this many games, last year's team and this year's team combined can do this. It's this year's team. We set goals as a team and try to accomplish those goals. But overall, for the program, for the guys that are coming back, particularly to be a part of a program that's winning, that's a top 25 team right now, I think there's a sense of pride that's built, and they want to see it continue. So it really, I think, develops a mentality in the program. And if the guys really care and they really are mentally tough, they're not going to let the thing slip and go the other direction. And for our seniors to come in here and go 2-10 as freshmen, to be sitting here as seniors 10-2, I think is something they can look back at and be really proud of. They've won 28 games in the last 3 years. That's the most in school history. back-to-back 10-win seasons, never been done in school history. And playing a third straight bowl game, never been done in school history. So I mean, this senior class has got a really special legacy that they're leaving, and what they've done is left the program in much better shape than it was when they got here, and that's great for them, a great thing for them to take with them, and we're thankful to those guys. They're the ones that did it. We did it on the backs of those players.
Back.
Yeah, Coach, looking back at the game, ebbs and flows in every football game, what do you think was the key play that helped the victory today? What was it?
I think collectively it was the turnovers. Those made a big difference. The one down there at the end where they were going in to score and the quarterback carried the ball on the option play and we knocked it loose was probably the biggest play. Now, that was the 4th and 1 situation I was talking about. We punted away to them and Perry ran it right back down there on us. But that was a big play. That momentum and just keeping them out of the end zone and being able to burn some more time off the clock to give them less of a chance there at the end, and that's really what it came down to. Just we had a chance to bleed that thing out and finish it out, because if they got it back one more time, who knows? They might have gone down there and scored. So I thought that was a really big play in a football game.
Okay, Coach, I guess during that first quarter when they were making that push, that I guess what told you guys
Really, the same things we've been saying all games. Do your job, play your assignment, great fundamentals, and know that the guy next to you is going to do his job. Trust him enough, he's going to do his job. It's got to be 11 guys out there together playing as a team. And if you panic and start to do something that you'd never done before, or try to change things on the fly, it's just a complete lack of trust in what we've taught and what they're capable of doing. So I don't know that there was really a whole lot we told them. Just we got to make a play. You got to get off blocks and on defense, and you got to sustain blocks on offense, and really that's what the game comes down to. So I said it last year. We were fortunate to make one more play than they did, and this evening just made one more play. We got that onside kick. We needed to make that play, and they made it. Who knows what would have happened? So I'm proud of the guys. They battled, and not one time that I feel like they let their foot off the gas. I think they were going full charge the whole day.
Coach, how much does each game, how much does Kelvin's toughness and will to win impress you?
And he's just done a great job. To follow Ahmad Bradshaw, who's he's the greatest rusher in not just our program's history, but in all 3 academies, the history of academy football. He's rushed for more yards than anybody in one season, and was a great leader, a team captain. So those aren't easy shoes to fill, especially when the skill set isn't the same. He's not the same inside runner that Ahmad was, but he's made some plays with his arm this year that maybe Ahmad couldn't have made, and so he's really, I think, set his own place in the history of the program, and I think in this rivalry, he's done a great job leading our team, and he's made a lot of plays on his feet, and probably made more plays with his feet this year than really we anticipated. He had some good tough runs today. The 4th down play that came up 6 inches short there. I mean, that was a tough run, and he probably should have pitched the ball, but I think he felt at that point it's 4th and 2. I think I can dive and get the first down. It was a great effort. So he's really impressed me with his toughness and fitting himself into our offense.
Jeff, you guys celebrated, even though you've won this for the past 3 years now, you celebrated like you never have before. Does this one feel any different from the previous 2? And did you know that you were going to have a proposal on field afterwards?
Well, they told me that at the end about the proposal bit, and I'm amazed myself. I shouldn't say that. Rashad's a great guy. I don't know what he bamboozled her into thinking, but 2 years ago in 2016 we won the game and broke the streak. I don't know if there's ever been a feeling in a victory like that. And then last year's was getting the Commander Chiefs trophy back. So that was, again, just this huge accomplishment for our team. And I wanted to make sure that, I told our guys all week, just how hard it is to win and how important it is to win this game, and that we're gonna have to fight to the end. And I told our staff, we should never get tired of celebrating this game, because I think this is the hardest game to win. And it doesn't matter what your record is. It doesn't matter who you got playing quarterback or whatever, any factor involved. It's just really, really hard to win, because you've got two very evenly matched teams who play the game as hard and as tough as anybody plays it when they play somebody else. I mean, there's just a desperate effort on every play, both teams. It's hard to describe. It really is. It's difficult to put into words. And when you win a game like that, you've had to battle it out, and so you feel this great sense of elation when you do, because you know how hard you worked and how hard the game was. And I don't want our guys to ever stop celebrating this one like it's the very first one. We should, and every team is responsible for their year. So I don't think anybody in that locker room will be like, well, we won it last year, so no big deal. They want to win it every year. And so I promise you I'll be celebrating every year if we win this thing, because I know how hard it is to win. It's a very well-coached football team in another locker room, a bunch of tough kids who are very much like ours.
Jeff, would you say to Kenny on your midfield effort?
I told him I loved him, I was proud of him, and that it was just a heck of a game. And so Kenny and I are great friends. And I heard him on game day today say, someday, 30 years from now, we'll be retired and we'll be, having a barbecue together and just enjoying each other's company. We will. I love Kenny, and we spent a lot of years together, have known each other our entire careers, and I am incredibly proud of him. He's got that program in as good a shape as it's ever been in the history of that program. And we both worked for Paul Johnson, who I admire, and I just feel like he's has much influence on me as in the way I coach and my philosophy and the way we run our program as anybody. And I know Kenny feels the same way. And so we both came up together under Paul, and so to be able to kind of work together and to be able to coach the biggest rivalry against each other is really something special. And it's hard because we compete 365 days a year. Later on tonight, I'll be texting prospects, and he's gonna be texting the same ones, and we just keep battling it out, and that stresses the relationship a little bit. But our friendship is that's what I really respect about Kenny. It hasn't changed our friendship. I'm happy for our players. I'm here to serve our players. That's my job, is to serve them. I want their experience as players at Army to be the greatest experience of their life. Playing college football for me was one of the greatest experiences of my life. And so that's my job. And we got a great staff, very servant-minded, and we put the team first, the players first. And when we recruited those guys and sat in their living rooms and brought them on campus, we told them that this was our goal for them, to be able to lead them, to be able to experience this together as a team. And so I'm happy for them, and I'm probably as guilty as anybody of kind of moving on to the next one. I'm already running through my mind how good Houston is, and holy smokes, how are we going to keep up with those guys? They're really fast and really athletic, and but that's my job, because those guys in that locker room are counting on me to have them prepared for the next one. And so we're going to do our best to do that. But I'm really enjoying being a part of this program. This is a historic program, one of the best in college football. And to go to work there every day at Mikey Stadium and see on the side of the stadium where we've got 3 national champions, 3 Heisman trophies, and to be a part of that, walk into our building and there's pictures of Red Blake and Vince Lombardi and Paul Dietzel and all the great coaches that have coached there, and I get to be a part of that. It's amazing to be able to associate my name with that history and that program. So really proud of West Point. It's an unbelievable institution, a school that America can be proud of. It's America's university. There's we're here at the state of Pennsylvania. There's a lot of Penn State fans running around, and you go to the next state and they got their state university up. But this is America's team and America's university, and it's an unbelievable place. And so really proud for West Point and for all those men and women that are serving all over the world tonight that our team represented.
Last question, Ken.
Coach, just going to ask you if you had a chance to say hello to the president today, and then thought of being on the podium after the game with the trophy and General Milley, whose promotion was announced at halftime.
I did. The president was gracious enough after the coin toss to come over and shake my hand and say hello. We got to see him at the White House last spring, and we'll get to see him again this spring, I guess. So, but he was very gracious, and certainly that'll be something that when you're 30 seconds before kickoff, you frankly aren't real fired up about talking to anybody but the guys on the headset and the players on the field. But he's the president of the United States. That guy's the most powerful human being on the face of the planet, and he's stopping to shake my hand. You really got to kind of step back and appreciate that, and certainly I do. It's something that I'll appreciate a lot more years from now, and things that my family, my children, my wife Beth, we got to go to the White House and be guests of the President of the United States. We're going to get a chance to do that again. How many kids get to do that, and how many dads get to say that they were able to do that for their families? So I'm very blessed, very fortunate, and that's the thing that makes it special. I don't know if he showed up for any other rivalry games this year. This might be the only one, but that tells you the magnitude of this game and what this game means to this country, that the President of the United States shows up for the coin toss, and so really incredible. Again, just truly blessed to be a part of this institution and this rivalry.
Did you hear General Milley was promoted at halftime?
I did. I'm sorry I didn't finish on that, and we're excited for him. And he's been a huge support of our team. He's in the locker room after the game. He was I think he was on the sideline for most of the game. I ran into him about 6 times. He was trying to get in there and call a play. Don't tell him I said that, but he's been an incredible support. I'm really excited for him and this opportunity in his career, and that's great to see. It's great to see good people like that, guys that have spent their life and committed their life to a cause, and there is no more honorable cause than being a soldier in the United States Army and fighting for the freedoms of everybody sitting in here and everybody watching that game and everybody who wasn't paying attention at all. And for him to be able to do that, and just amazing to see that happen for somebody in their career. I know he must be really excited, and it's certainly an honor for him.
Thanks, everybody.
Be Navy.
I think you're up.